Hey there, Nicole Havlicek here, and today we're going to talk about the 5 steps to a successful online business. All right, so let's just jump right into it. Okay, so step number 1 is that you have to build an audience, okay, an audience of people that are interested in your niche and what it is that you know about your expertise. Okay, so you really want to build a business around what it is that you already know to some kind of expert or at least intermediate level, like that you're better or that you understand it better than a great number of people out there that would just love to know as much as you know about a topic. Okay, so you want to go out and build an audience in that niche, and so you can do that in a number of ways. I love to do it via YouTube. I make a channel on a specific niche topic. I start to put out videos about that topic, establish myself as an authority figure. You can do that with YouTube and video. If you're comfortable with that, you can also do that with a blog in the written word. If you just, you're comfortable like typing out 1,000-word articles at a time. I don't love to do that. I'm a good writer, but I just get too caught up in it and it takes me forever. Video, I'm just able to knock out much quicker and I get as much done in like a fraction of the time. And then the beauty of a video is that you can also then strip out the audio and potentially put it on a podcast, build out a podcast in addition to your YouTube channel just to get, a bigger presence out there. That's down the road. You just want to start with one platform to start. So it's either like YouTube, like I'm doing, or a blog or a podcast, not all three at once. But later on, as you dominate one, you want to start solidifying your business and you want to be building out those other pillars of support for your content. Okay, so as I said, you can do it via video, which is great because you can strip out the audio and also make blog posts out of it later on, or you can just do blog posts, or you can just do a podcast, which many people are doing successfully. I listen to podcasts all the time. Okay, so step 1 is you want to build your audience, get people watching you, build your channel, build your blog, build your podcast. Get as many your message out there to as many people as you possibly can. Okay, that's step number 1. Step number 2 is you want to build your list. You want to take people from that audience and that channel you've built up with the big following now over time by putting out tons of great quality content that people just are coming back day in and day out to consume, and the word is spreading and you're getting a bigger and bigger audience. And as soon as possible, you want to start filtering those people onto an email list. Okay, so you want to get yourself set up with an ESP, that's an email service provider, such as MailChimp or Aweber or GetResponse or Drip or ActiveCampaign. There's many to choose from. I like MailChimp. It's nice and simple. I have great success with it. I recommend it. One of the huge bonuses is that you can have your first 2,000 members on there for free and use their whole platform for free up till 2,000 subscribers. I should say not members, subscribers. Okay, so step number 2 is you want to take that audience that you've built and start getting them onto an email list. Okay, so now you have step 1, step 2, you continuously are building your audience, you're continuously growing your list. And step number 3 is now you want to build a strong relationship with that list. Okay, you email them about all the new content you're putting out on your YouTube channel, or you email them when you have a new blog on your website, or you email them when a new podcast has gone up in iTunes or Stitcher that you've put up. All right. You also want to go the extra mile for your list and do some exclusive content for them to make them feel really special, to thank them for being on your list, to show gratitude. So really developing that relationship and sending them lots of good content, sending them just, reminding them about the content you already have out there that you're building in your audience, and also adding additional value wherever you can. All right. So step number 1, 2, and 3, audience, list, relationship. We haven't talked about money yet. Okay. So, on this channel and throughout all my videos, the consistent theme is going to be there's a lot of work to be done before the money starts to hit the bank account. Okay. So I want to be clear about that. Like, there's no shortcut. Like, there's just too much fluff and hype out there, and I'm not going to be supporting that in any way, shape, or form. There's nothing get rich quick about making money online, as much as the advertisements that you see out there everywhere would have you believe that. Okay, it's just not the reality. So we're 3 steps deep in right now, and we have not monetized anything yet. All right, so we're audience, list, relationship. There's only 2 more steps, okay? So we're quite far along, and it'll take you a while to get to this point where you have an audience, a list, and a relationship with that list. And you want to keep continuously building those, all right? So right now, at this point, we're assuming we've built up the audience to a substantial amount, and it's growing all the time as word spreads. The list is continuously growing, and you're developing a really strong relationship with them and you'll know that the relationship is strong if when you send an email, like, it gets lots of opens and lots of clicks. Like in my niche, that's off, not in the online marketing niche like this one is. I get a 60% plus open rate and 40% plus click-through rate on links in those emails. Okay, that's crazy good. That's the kind of response you want. If you're doing those kind of numbers, then you know that your relationship is strong with that list. Okay, and it's going to depend on a variety of factors. Like, typically click-through rates in the make money online niche, even if you are personally awesome, are going to be lower, just because people are like kind of get beat over the head with online make money online stuff. So you should be always shooting to do more and more, and in terms of like a better relationship, better click-through rates, better open rates, and because those emails are people, like, they're not numbers. So if you're serving your people, you're going to get better numbers than other people in your niche. Industry to industry, it varies a lot. So, okay, all that to say, be good to your list, build that relationship. All right, step number 4. All right, here we're starting to get into the part that people love to talk about, all right? The money part. Like, I'm not going to lie, of course, we all need to make money. And I do enjoy this piece also. So we're in the launch phase now. Step number 4 is launch phase, meaning that after you've built your audience, your list, and your relationship, and that gets to a strong point, I like to then do a launch, which basically means now at this point I've developed a product. I've developed a whole marketing sequence around that product that promotes it. And now, after I have a reasonably sized list, I'm prepared to make a launch. Okay, so I'm going to launch a product. So I'm going to consider the feedback I've gotten from my list, if I've surveyed them, or if I just know that niche really well and like I'm deep into it, it's my community, my people, then I have a pretty good sense of what product that they might be interested in. So I'm going to develop that product. I'm going to put it behind a membership site or some kind of, locking gateway. And then I'm going to do a launch of the product, and that should bring in a nice return. So there's so much more we're going to go into about launching later on, but so now that's step 4 is you launch a product to that list that you've built, that email list. All right. And then once the launch is over, that's where a lot of people get stuck. Like, we hear so much about launch your product, how to launch your first product. I made $100,000 for my first launch. Okay, great. Like, if you launch it, then what? You launch your product, you're supposed to have it open for, let's say, 10 days, your launch period, and then you close it because you're supposed to build up all this scarcity, and you do so with a deadline. Like, if you don't buy by X date, then this product is closing, and then it closes, and then what? Okay, you're not selling anymore. So then what I like to do with that launch material is just make it what they call an evergreen launch. Okay, so I'm going to take the whole launch sequence, and every new lead that comes onto my email list is going to individually go through a launch. And there's tools out there that make this easy nowadays. Like, luckily we're in the internet age, and in the online marketing space, tools are continuously getting better, and they've gotten to the place where you can now do this. Like, you can take your whole launch sequence that you've developed for your big first product, or second or third, but let's say it's the first one, and you can put that behind basically your opt-in page where your list is growing. And each person that comes in, let's say your launch is 10 days, so at lead number 1 comes in on today, and they start going through the launch sequence. So, today for them is day 1 of the launch, tomorrow's day 2, next day is day 3, and on day 10, the launch closes for them. But I'm going to have new leads coming in tomorrow. Okay, so the person that comes in the following day will start their launch on that day, and they'll go through the whole launch, and 11 days from today is when their cart will close. So it's awesome because you just took your big grand opening launch material, all the marketing pages you made for that, and the product and the sales page will now go into right behind your opt-in as this evergreen launch, they call it. So every new lead that comes in goes through this launch, and then once they go through the launch after that, you're still sending them great quality material like your YouTube videos, and also launching other products to them later on, more of flash sales or additional launches of new products as they come out. So these are the initial, these five phases, 5 steps to successful online business is basically like this is the big the big start, let's say. Okay, so this is how you're gonna get it off the ground and running to where it's a successful business, and then it's only going to grow from there. Okay, it's not the end, this is just the beginning. All right, so you're going to have, again, your audience. You're going to build your audience, you're going to get them onto a list, an email list, and you're continuously growing the audience, and you're continuously growing the list. Then you're going to continuously strengthen your relationship with your people on your list at all times. Then once these 3 are really rocking, every day your audience is growing, every day your list is growing, every day you're emailing your people, building that relationship. Once these 3 or 2 are really like strong point, there's no like set number, but let's say you're over 1,000 people on your list. Okay, that starts to be a good point to then do a launch. So while you're working on doing these 3 things, you build out your product, and then you launch the product. Okay, then the launch is over, and then you put that launch material into an evergreen launch campaign that then all these people will see. The new people will come in and see. So the 1,000 people that were already on your list, they won't see that evergreen launch. You'll be sending them other products and maybe do like a relaunch later on. But these new people that come in after this initial launch has happened will go and get this evergreen launch for the first, let's say, 10 days after they've been on the list. All right, I hope that makes sense. That was, quite a lot, and it's a big, all these individual pieces could be, tens of videos on their own to really dive deep into how each of these things are built. But I just wanted to give you a general overview of this is like my model. This is how I build my businesses, and it just works awesome. Okay, and yeah, that's it for this video. If you have any questions, please drop them in the comments. If this video is helpful to you at all, then please give it a like. And yeah, I know it was a lot, but these are the things I'm going to be teaching on this channel. So stick with me. We'll dive deep, okay? And we will cover as much as I possibly can about everything that I know about running a successful online business. All right, thanks so much, and I will see you in the next video.